Hello, thank you so much for tuning into Bioscope with me, Mary Kate Masilela. Today's great interview is with Dr. Eubulus Timothy, who's the chairperson of the Durban Filmmakers Guild, vice chairperson of the Writers Guild of South Africa. We had a chat about his latest movie, Deep End. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Like, comment, subscribe. I hope you guys enjoy it.
Can you please tell us more about yourself? How did your love and interest for film came about in your life? You know, earlier you said that you lived in Hollywood for a good 7 years. I know you also won the prestigious Haley Merrill Screenwriting Award. Like, can you please highlight a bit for us?
Well, you know, Deep End is about dreams, okay? Mm-hmm. And when I was 10 years old, my father bought me a movie camera. And I always wanted, after that, I wanted to become a movie director. And I said, make my own movies as a kid. I said, shoot my own little films. You know, and it took a long time and a long journey for me to get there. But I never gave up on my dream. And so when I get the opportunity, I took it. I went to people, I made deals, I offered my services, I helped. You know, a lot of the time why people helped me, because I did a lot of stuff for them as well. Yeah. And you know, and it you know what goes up, you don't do things, to receive, do things to give, and when you give, you receive in return, and that's what happened. It's hard work.
With the concept of the movie, how did that come about?
This movie is a movie about the relationship between a father and a daughter. And so it started with that. It was when my daughter was born, and the relationship between her and I, and how that translates into real life. And then also I'm from Durban. You know, in Durban we're famous for our beaches, and we've got a lot of people here. And so I thought about the story and the conflict between cultures. And this is about culture. You know, it's about the Indian culture, which is an old culture and it's steeped in tradition. And then we have the surfing culture, which is a almost dark, sometimes violent culture that we don't really understand, and it's a very strong culture as well. Because surfers are, they'll do anything to go surf. They'll get onto a plane, go anywhere in the world if surfing is good. And so that's what it is about.
My second question for you is that you're the vice chairperson of the Writers Guild of South Africa. Yeah. How crucial is it for filmmakers to focus on pre-production for a movie, especially when it comes to writing?
Well, this is the biggest problem that we have. People complain that our scripts are not strong enough and things like that. You have to write and then rewrite and rewrite and rewrite. Any good writer will tell you he's never ever prepared. And a lot of the time I see movies being made with scripts that have not been there hasn't been a lot of rewriting. And with the way I did my movie was that it took me years. And I gave a lot of my friends all over the world from all different cultures to read my script so that everybody could understand it, not just South Africans, not only Durban people. Yes. So that they all could understand, and they all would understand what is happening.
It's actually, you wanted to achieve a universal story.
Yes.
How is it important for South African filmmakers to actually produce university storylines?
Well, look, if you write and you listen to people, what they say, what works, what doesn't work, then you go back and you rewrite again and you rewrite. 4 or 5 times you rewrite the script, you make it work, you make sure the dialogue flows, and you keep looking and then you get there. And then for producers, again, we don't know. Sometimes the producers do not get it right because they pick the wrong script and things like that, you know?
Mm.
So we've got to make sure we pick the right scripts.
Yeah.
You know, and that can work and that works. You know, and then also, will people go and see it? It may be a great story in your mind. You know, that's always the case. We never know, you know, whether people will actually go out and see this movie.
Mm.
You know, and until we get into the movie house, that's always an issue. So, yeah. You know, so yeah, that's how, you know, it's a bit of a challenge. It's difficult, very difficult.
Yes, it is. Your movie, your budget, apparently it was 4 million rand. Can you please give us an insight? How did it take the film further in production?
A lot of planning, a lot of favors. At 4 million, it's almost nothing.
Mm.
Most of the movies that are made at the moment, a lot of producers and directors will not make a movie if it's less than 9, 8, 10 million.
Mm.
South Africans will not do it. But this was difficult because we had to, you know, do a lot of deals and be very, very wise how we spent our money and how we shot, you know. And that's, yeah, it takes a lot, you know. And remember, this is an extreme sport movie. This is not like a drama or a comedy where you're just shooting comedy, talking. This is action. There's in the water, surfing. There's, you know, drone shots, aerial shots, underwater shots.
Mm.
There's car chases, fight scenes.
Wow.
All this had to, you know, so all this had to be put in place, you know, with a small budget.
You guys made it in 29 days. Can you please?
Carry on.
29 days. Can you please give us insights on the locations that you guys used?
We shot it actually in 23 days out of 24.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah. So it was shot in 23 days, and I planned 24 days. It was a lot of planning. We still had problems. Almost every day we had problems. Remember, with extreme sport weather, we can't control the weather. We can't control the waves. We can't control all sorts of things, the elements, wind, you know. And so we had to adjust because everything was shot outside. Everything was shot in the ocean. Mm. So it was a lot of planning, a lot of adjustments, keeping true to the story, but trying to work into a location. We had locations, and then sometimes we couldn't use the locations because of the weather. Then we had to move locations or shoot something else, and that slot or an actor was not available because suddenly we moved location.
Yeah.
All those things happened, you know.
Can you name some of the locations?
Yes, we were on the beach. We were at Derry Beach, which is a very famous surfing beach. We went down to the pier. We shot near Blue Lagoon. We shot in Grey Street. We shot in Victoria Street. We shot near the race course. You know, we shot Amslanga. So it's in like sometimes the house, there's only one house in the movie, but we shot 3 different houses to get to one house in 3 different days because they weren't available on a certain day, and we had to go back and change the locations. Yeah, so it becomes very difficult because of the extreme sport side. So we had to make sure we shot all that first, you know?
Yes. Speaking about the shots in the water, how did you and your cinematographer plan to achieve shots?
Well, you know, it's almost, we had a storyline, but we then had to adapt the story to what the waves gave us.
Yeah.
Same with the surfing part. When you see the surfing and the commentators talking, we couldn't foresee how it's going to be. So we have to shoot first and then adjust the commentary to the surfing. Mm-hmm. It was very difficult because we were doing it backwards, you know? Yes. We're trying to now make it work fast. So, yeah, it was challenging, but you had to work within that framework. And being a writer-director, that was, you know, it was a little bit of an advantage, you know?
Yeah.
Because now, you know, I can then, what sort of waves the actors are going to ride, And then to explain that, we had to wait for it to be over. Then we edit it. And then we get the commentator then to then now start mentioning what he sees. You know, so it was almost like backwards, you know?
Yeah. Who was can you tell us who was your cinematographer?
Ibrahim Haji from Cape Town. The young, he's a surfer.
Cool.
And this was his first feature film, so we gave him that opportunity. You know, we had a lot of people on set, especially our local Durban people who had never worked on the films before, you know. And we allowed them that opportunity, guiding them, helping them. And today they are like running businesses, you know.
Wow.
The locations guy never did locations and units. Now he's one of the top location and unit guy in Durban. And, you know, so a lot of these young filmmakers, we gave them the opportunity, you know. And that's what it is. And it's also people coming up to me and says, can I get involved? What can I do? I'll make coffee for you. I'll carry stuff for you. You know, I'll be your assistant. I just need to learn, you know. And that's how I started. You know, when as a kid, I would go to these companies that were making movies, and I said, listen, you know, I remember I bought a donut, and I took it to the guy and said, listen, I'm giving you a donut. Can you let me see how you edit? You know, and he said, oh, okay. And then he taught me how to edit and things like that. But that's how it is. People must have the hunger. You know, filmmaking is not about the money. Because today you can make movies on your cell phone. You don't need all the expensive equipment.
True.
You know? But it is commitment. And people are not committed. It's hard work. It's working, struggling in a room, writing quietly. No one's there to listen to you. No one's there to support you. But you can't give up.
Yes.
You see, this is the thing. You can't give up. You know, because if you give up, then you're in trouble. You know, then you'll have regrets in life.
Yeah, I truly understand.
So it's working hard. Look, you got a radio station. You know, you committed to it. And when things went difficult, you found a way to get it fixed up and be on air. And that's what it is. Same in film. Anything artistic, you know, it's hard work. But same with writers. You know, there are a lot of people say they write it, but they don't write anything.
Yes.
You know, you can tell a writer because they'll have a whole drawer of stuff they've written. You know, of real stuff they've written. Whereas on the other hand, you'll have guys who'll have little bits and pieces of paper of this idea, that idea, and they say they're writers, but they don't have the writing. If you're a writer, you write. If you're a painter, you paint.
Yes.
You're a singer, you sing. You know, you don't say, I'm a singer, but one day when I get down to it, I'll actually sing. But I haven't started singing yet. You know, same with writing. If you haven't written one short story or one little poem or one thing that that stands on its own, you're not a writer.
Yes.
But if that's all you think about and that's all you want to do, same with the acting. You know, in Hollywood, there's actors, there are 100,000 actors in Hollywood, but only maybe 10,000 of them actually earn money and work.
Wow.
The others are waiters, waiting on tables, trying to do this, trying to do that, waiting for their break. It's hard work. I lived in Hollywood for 7 years, and I've seen how people, you know, the girl is, I think, in that Marvel movie, the last one, she wasn't lost. You know, before she wasn't lost, she had no work. She was in Hollywood for years, and she had no work. You know?
It's about also like you yourself, giving yourself to the art. You need to make sure that you have a purpose and be waiting for that purpose, for that one opportunity. I think people give up. Maybe it's because we have a small industry for people to keep on waiting for their next role, or even just to be active at all. Which makes me bring you to my next question. Where do you see the South African film industry in 5 years?
That's a very difficult one because, you know, they've been asking me the same question now for almost 15 years, you know. where do you see the South African film industry? It's very difficult. It's what each individual person is doing rather than the collective, even though we are judged by our collective input. So it's very difficult. So but it's making a difference. It's writing good scripts. It's understanding your market. Who are the audiences? Who are you writing the movies for? And are those people that you say you're writing the movies for actually coming and watching the movies? I've learned a couple of things recently, which I've never understood before. And that is that a lot of black people watch Bollywood. I didn't know that. You know, I went to a function, and then there was these guys and they were talking. And so they were talking about all the movies that they want to write, you know, and what they should be writing, you know. And then I asked them, what does your mother and your grandmother and your sisters watch at home? And these are young black writers. And they said, oh, they all watch the Bollywood stuff. So I said, then why aren't you using the Bollywood format and writing that stuff? Why are you writing all the other stuff? And then you're complaining nobody comes to watch it and nobody wants to see it.
Yeah.
If you know what people are watching, if you know what your family likes, if your family represents what everybody else watches, then write in that style. Write in the format, you know. So we are a very musical nation. Yeah. We love to sing. We love to dance. How many dancing movies have you seen?
A lot.
Can you, right? We don't know. How many have we made? South Africans. We haven't done. We've done a lot of gangs. We've done. The last one was Serafina. Right? Wow. And there was one recently.
Yes, like 2 years ago. It was shot in Cape Town. I forgot the name for it.
Yeah. But we don't have singing and we don't have musicals. Yet we sing and we dance for everything. Yeah, we love classical dancing, we love traditional dancing, we have all sorts of dances. Yet we don't have, we sing. We have such amazing famous singers.
Sorry, can you go back again? I lost you for like a good 5 seconds.
What I said is that we have such amazing singers. All right?
Yes.
And yet we don't have any musicals, movies. You see, and yet we do all the gangster stuff. We do a lot of violent movies. We do all these gangster movies, but no musicals. Yet that's who we are. That's why when we ask why do black people watch Bollywood, because they relate to it.
Yeah.
Right? And in what way do they relate? Because again, it's purely a thing about culture. You see, unfortunately, sometimes. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Yeah. Sometimes, you know, we are our worst enemies because we try to find reasons why we are different rather than why we're the same. And if you look at Deep End, the movie, right? It's about this girl who hangs out at the beach and she decides to become a surfer. She meets a white boy. Now, can you imagine, you know, that will be applicable to any culture. Because if you have a black girl who goes to the beach and comes back home with a white boyfriend, then the grandmother will say, I sent you to the beach to bring a 2-liter bucket of water, and you bring a boy home, a white boy. You know, it's the same story.
Yes.
You know? It doesn't... Sorry?
Which also brings me to my next question. In the movie, the lead just challenges in interracial love, ethnic diversity, arranged marriages, conflict, and friendship. Can you say South Africans can relate to the storyline?
Yes, we do. We always are trying to. You know that maybe in a different cultures they don't say we have arranged marriages, but you know that if your grandmother meets some nice boy,
yes,
she's going to try and set you up.
Yes. Even odd.
Yeah. So she's going to try and set you up. So, I saw that nice boy. You know, maybe I should. You know, that's how it is. We do this all the time. You know. So, we got to learn how to understand our culture and where we are from and what we are. We are all the same. We are all the same. Our politicians, our political leaders try and tell us that we are different, but deep down inside, we're all the same. We love the same things. We enjoy the same things. So we all do the same things.
Sorry, you can continue.
Yeah. No, yeah. So we're all the same. So what we're going to try and do is always remember that. So yeah. And forget about all our differences, but remember that we all want happiness, we all want peace, we all want love, and that's what it's about. It's about people who go, don't give up their dreams, don't give up their passion. This movie is about dreams. The mother had a dream which she forgotten about. She hid it because she fell in love, and she gave up her dream for her family. Then the father wants the best for his daughter, but he goes about it in the wrong way. So he has misplaced dreams, and the young girl has this hidden dreams which she hides from her family because for some unknown reason. And when you watch the movie, only then will you realize why he doesn't like surfers,
Yeah.
And he has this misplaced dreams. So they all seem to work within each other, and that's how life is.
True.
So I hope I answered your question.
Yes, you have. The actress Karishma, she's a presenter on the popular Mela magazine show on JBC. Is the leading actress. How did she impress you?
I searched long and hard for months for an actress to get somebody, and it was very difficult. And then finally, Jay Loshni, the other actress and comedian, she found somebody, and she said, "I want to bring this person to you." And she came, brought and read with her, and she worked. And she's very dedicated. She learns the lines. Acting is about homework. Nobody can go to an audition and just work and read and be expected to get the part. Even in Hollywood, George Clooney has got a coach, his private coach. So what happens is that these coaches work with them. On set, they bring their coaches. So it's homework. It's doing your homework, going through the lines, studying the part, working out the character. What type of character? What is the backstory? Because you only got a script. You've got to create which school that character went to. Who is the best friend of that character? What was the worst thing that happened to the character? What's the best thing that happened? All these backstories. And so when you come on set, you have to know your lines and be ready. Because that other actor that you're going to act across may have a bad day. May have broken up with their spouse or their partner or lost money, and then now they're upset. And they come on set and they're going to act against you, and you're not ready. You understand?
Yes.
So it's homework. It's hard work. Patricia Arquette, right? The SAG award. The SAG is the Screen Actors Guild. That's a Hollywood award of all the top Hollywood actors. Every major actor you can think of, Samuel L. Jackson, Denzel Washington, they all have to be SAG members to act. Otherwise, they're not allowed to act in Hollywood. It's a union. And they had their awards. And Patricia Arquette won the Best Actress. And she won it for the 7th time.
Oh.
And you know what the first thing she said? She turned on to Patricia Clarkson, who's another actress, and she said, "I want to come and attend your acting workshop from the stage, holding the award in her hand." Can you believe that? So what it means is that it's not that she doesn't have talent. She understands her talent needs to have a craft. So she's investing in her craft. And that's what it is. Our actors got to learn to invest in their craft. We're not disputing their talent. It's like having a musician who doesn't play. Never mind how talented they are. And when they do start to play, then they struggle because they haven't been practicing. It's a singer that hasn't been singing for a long time. their voice won't be able to hit the note. They have to keep practicing. And that's the same with acting. Okay.
Yeah, it's true. You guys are releasing today, right?
Yes, it is.
What are your expectations?
Well, we hope it does well, but we also have to fight load shedding.
Yes. Yes.
And so, yes, load shedding is going to happen as well. So that will affect our movie, so that's a problem. So let's see.
But I think you guys did well because, like you earlier on, we were talking about universal stories. So I do believe on people having the interest to actually watch it. But the problem with South Africa right now is actually the access to it, because it's hard for people to get access to watch your South African independent movies because it's not everywhere. So where can they get it?
Well, it's in Rosebank, it's in Hyde Park, it's in Killarney, it's in Monte Cassino. It's and I can send you a list as well. So if you want to mention it later on, all over the country where it is.
Thank you so much. One more question.
I grew so much in that interview. I realized that if you want to be considered in anything epic, you need to practice, polish your craft. There's no easy way to the top, guys. Thank you so much to Dr. Eubulus. I appreciate your time. Good luck for the future. And you guys out there, if you're new to the channel, subscribe, comment, like. I love you. Mwah. See you next time.